This project creates a diamond scallop shape with the option to add pops of color within the scales if you choose. There are many ways to customize the project, plus it only uses 3 knots and easy to find materials. If you get confused, follow along with a diagram pattern in the ebook to keep your lead cords and working cords straight. Let's get started. For this project, you will be using thick 3-ply rope. I'm using 33 feet of 5/8 inch rope, but you can use thinner rope just as easily by adjusting the lengths to cut. The first step is to measure and cut some rope. You will need scissors and a ruler. Your rope comes as a twisted 3-ply, so you will cut it and then unravel it into 3 separate strands. The first cut you will need to make is 12 feet long. Fold the length of rope in half and hang the center fold on a hook or nail. Use a thin piece of rope or yarn to create a gathering knot about 2 inches below the fold, wrapping all of the strands of thick rope together. Do this by creating a loop at the top center with a 3-inch tail. Wrap the other longer tail around the bundle from bottom to top around several times and then slip the end through the loop at the top. When you pull down on the tail hanging out of the bottom, it will pull the loop from the top down and lock it inside the wraps. So then all you have to do is trim the tail at the top and the bottom. Now it is time to unravel the tails of the 3-ply yarn. Start at the bottom of the left tail and unravel the rope inch by inch. Don't let it get tangled. You will end up with 3 separate lengths of yarn. We will work with this side first before unraveling the other tail for now to help keep the tails organized. Begin with the tail closest to the center of the gathering knot. This will be your first lead cord. The lead cord is always held over the working cords. Whichever direction and angle you hold it is the direction and angle the knots will be tied. Hold it diagonally to the bottom left at a 45-degree angle. Tie a clove hitch knot with your first working cord, which will be either one of the other 2 tails, by wrapping it over the front and then to the back of the lead cord towards the direction that the lead cord began. Pull tight. Repeat by wrapping it over the front and then to the back of the lead cord in the same direction and pull tight. Repeat the knot with the last tail on the left. When you have 2 clove hitch knots on the lead cord, hold the same lead cord diagonally the other way to the bottom right at a 45-degree angle and add the same working cords on again as clove hitch knots to complete half of a diamond scallop. It may not look like much right now, but as you continue to add knots and stability, the shape will emerge. Now unravel the 3-ply rope on the right so that you have 3 separate tails. Mirror the knots you just completed on the left by beginning with the tail closest to the center of the gathering knot and using it as the lead cord. Add the 2 other tails as working cords using the clove hitch knot. And then turn the lead cord back around and add the same working cords as clove hitch knots so that the lead cord guides them back to the center. Now it is time to connect the two halves. Use the right lead cord as the lead cord and the left lead cord as a working cord, tying one more clove hitch to connect the two. There you have it, your first diamond scallop. Cut another length of 3-ply rope that is 10 feet long and unravel it so that there are 3 separate lengths to use. We will use them one at a time. Working on the left side of the diamond scallop first, use the top working cord as the new lead cord and add on one of the lengths of rope as a reverse lark's head knot. For this knot, hold the two ends together to fold the length in half and find the center. Lay the folded end on the lead cord from back to front and then reach through the loop to pull the tails through. This knot is done backwards so that the front is facing the back and the back is facing the front, resembling a clove hitch knot, blending in with the rest of the design. Now take the right tail from the lark's head knot and lay it over the lead cord and then reach through the hole to pull it through. Repeat the same step with the left tail from the lark's head so that they resemble clove hitch knots next to each other, and slide them up snugly against the rest of the knots. Hold the same lead cord diagonally to the bottom right at a 45-degree angle and add the 2 tails from the lark's head knot above on as working cords with clove hitch knots to complete half of a diamond scallop. Now, use the bottom left tail from the first completed diamond scallop as the lead cord and add on the unused working cord and the last lead cord as the working cord, connecting the half diamond scallop on the left to the center. Repeat the steps from the left side onto the right side, using the top working cord as the lead cord and adding on a new length of rope as a reverse lark's head knot. Turn the lead cord facing back towards the center and add on the tails of the lark's head knot as working cord, using the clove hitch knot. Then use the bottom right tail from the first diamond scallop as the lead cord and add on 2 working cords to connect the right side together. Complete the center diamond scallop by bringing the 2 lead cords back into the center and connecting the 2 sides. You now have 4 small diamond scallops, creating a larger diamond. To continue adding on scallops, you will use the same steps from each side, working from the top down on each side, adding 2 working cords to each lead cord until they connected the bottom center again. Add as many scallops as you prefer. When you need to add on more lark's head knots, cut another length of rope that is 10 feet and unravel it into separate pieces so that you can add on more length. You can reference the pattern diagram in the PDF for a reminder on which cords to use as lead cords and working cords. When you have added on as many scallop rows as you want, you can go through and wrap colored yarn around the 2 longest center working cords inside each diamond. Here I am doubling up the colored yarn and using a lark's head knot to attach the end, and then using a needle to wrap the yarn 10 to 12 times around the 2 working cords before tying and tucking the end. This is a great way to add a pop of color into the design, depending on which scallops you choose to add color into. If you want to keep the fringe, all you have to do is give it a quick trim and be done. If you prefer not to have the fringe, you can easily tuck it back in. To do this, turn your project around so that you are facing the back. Use some tape to bind the ends so that you can tuck them in easily without fraying. Starting from the top sides, tuck the tail back underneath 2 to 3 parallel knots and then trim them up. Do your best to find close, tight knots that will hold the ends as securely as possible. That's it! Your diamond scallop wall hanging is ready to easily hang as a showstopper piece of art on your wall.